You know what's going on? Another day of cardiac rehab, and I am here early, so got time to kill. It'll probably take me a little bit early, but yeah. So last week was, or not last week. Today's Thursday, Tuesday. Tuesday was fun. I kind of got yelled at, not yelled at, but I did get in trouble at rehab for pushing too hard. I was on the rowing machine of all things. And my heart rate got up to like 170. I think my max heart rate, if you like do the math on it, my max heart rate's like 175. I think that's how they do that. Because what they do is they like take 220, the number 220, and then you subtract your age to get like what your maximum heart rate is. And I 95. 15, yeah, it should be like that. Well, anyway, so I was close to my maximum heart rate, and I got like lectured about it afterwards. And because we don't want you going too hard, and we want to be conservative with your recovery and all this stuff. And like, I didn't even realize I was going that hard. They use the perceived level of exertion scale, and I have yet to figure the thing out. It starts at level 6. It doesn't start at 1 or 0 or anything else. It starts at 6. 6 is you're laying on the couch. I guess 0 would be if you're dead, but 6 is where it starts. If you're laying on the couch watching TV is how they compare it. And then the very last one is you're running out of a burning building with a bear chasing you. I think was the scenario they gave for what the highest number is. And I think the highest number is 18. I don't know if this is this based off a hexadecimal or what, but the normal range is between 11 and 13. So they want you at a 12. Why? I get why they want you somewhere in the middle, but I don't get why the number is 12. But be that as it may, I didn't realize I was pushing as hard as I was. And the other thing too is they give you like a time limit. So I'm on the rowing machine for 11 minutes. Okay, well, I'm kind of pacing myself to be sort of spent at the end of the 11 minutes. Not even really that tired, but no, they weren't happy. And when I say they, is just the one woman. It was a different woman. I mean, she's been there every time that I've been there, but the woman who I always thought was kind of like the head of the thing wasn't there. So it almost seemed like there was this kind of weird power vacuum that went on, and this other woman kind of copped a little bit of an attitude. It was weird. It wasn't so much an attitude, just kind of talking down to me a little bit, like I know nothing about any of what's going on, which she knows is crap, because her and I were talking. Turns out she actually lives pretty close to me, like within like 2.5 miles, which is weird because this facility is like 25 miles from my house. But she knows my history of running and everything, and apparently she was a triathlete. I'm not saying this to be mean or anything, but you wouldn't know it by looking at her. She does not look like, she just doesn't have an athletic build to her at all. But that's okay. A lot of endurance athletes don't. But then she was getting on me about pushing too hard and tearing an Achilles tendon. It's like, lady, I'm on a rowing machine. I'm not gonna tear my Achilles tendon on a rowing machine because my heart rate is 170. And then once I got off the rowing machine, guess what my heart rate did? Went right back down. Which is what it's supposed to. It's kind of sort of like a measure of fitness, is how quickly your heart rate recovers, and mine recovered really quick. So I don't know what the big deal was, but today I am wearing my heart rate monitor and I am going to track it myself. And that's the other thing too, is like, just let me monitor my heart rate and tell me where you want it for how long. I'll put it there and leave it there. I've been doing it for years, granted, since I started, training again, recovering from this whole thing, I've been using it when I train on my own anyway. But I did it for years. I know what I'm doing in that regard. So that's the plan for today. But something funny did happen, or at least it was funny to me, and it had the potential to be a lot funnier. They play music at this thing, right? And it's something. I think they stream music onto like an iPad or something like that, and they play it for everybody to listen to. And I think they're on some kind of like oldies classic rock kind of thing. A lot of music from like the late 70s, early 80s. Those artists, bands like Bob Seger, the Allman Brothers, bands like that. Well, the song "The Hurricane" by Bob Dylan came on, and this is a song that I have a little bit of familiarity with. I actually kind of like the song, but there's a word in that song that Bob Dylan uses that people who aren't black aren't allowed to say anymore in any context. So I know this, but I don't think anybody else there does, because it's not. I don't think it's really a mainstream song. I'm not even sure how I found out about it, but so I know this word's coming up, and on the I started off on the seated elliptical, and then I got off of that and went and grabbed water, and the music was still playing, and I know the song, the lyric is coming up, and I'm watching, I'm waiting. It's like somebody's got to have some kind of reaction to this, right? And I'm waiting and I'm watching. The verse came and it went, and nobody other than me noticed. I was bummed. I was hoping it was going to be an awkward moment for a couple people, but it just wasn't. I almost wanted to say something, but wouldn't know what to say. I don't know why that kind of stuff. Awkward moments for other people that don't involve me are funny to me. But yeah, so that's it. I'm getting ready to head. What time is it? It is 2:11. I'll go on. Oh, and that was the other thing too. I went up there and it was locked out. This was Tuesday. I get up there and the door's locked. And it's like I look in and there's people in there exercising. I'm like, what the heck? So I'm knocking. And like the girl came up, nice girl. She comes up and she's like, I think she might be a college student actually. But how did we have you locked out? I was like, yeah, I wasn't really expecting that. But why would you have the door locked anyway? I don't know. It was just weird. It was a weird day all around. Hoping today will be a little bit more normal. That might be why the other woman wasn't there, because it was Martin Luther King on Monday. Maybe she took a vacation day and extended her weekend out. I don't know. Yeah, because they were closed on Monday. Typically have this thing 3 days a week, but this week it's just 2. And I did the math. I'm not even a quarter of the way through this crap yet. I just wanted to be over. I wanted to be over so I could do other stuff, but such is life. I guess that's it for me for now. Take it easy.